The DJI RS4 Mini has been my go-to gimbal of choice for the last 3 months. Whether for a client shoot or a solo filmmaking day, this thing has not left my camera bag. My name is Styles Harden. I'm an independent filmmaker, artist, and creative based in NYC, on a mission to inspire the next generation of creatives through sharing my journey and experience. So today, we're gonna be talking about this guy. Obviously, you can probably tell by the thumbnail and the title of the video. But yeah, I really wanted to take my time using this thing to kind of give you the best overall review. If you are new here on this channel, I do my best to keep it as real and raw with you guys as possible. So I don't get too much into the text and specs. I just try my best to give you a real life use case and how these things make my creative process a lot easier. To give you guys the best review of this thing and some real life use cases, I figured I'd bring it along with me to the park for a family fun day to showcase some of my favorite features and accessories that make this thing a no-brainer for me. Now, if you're like me, you know that the selling point of this gimbal is obviously the AI intelligent tracking feature. On the top left side of the gimbal, you have a camera that allows you to track yourself or another subject, keeping them in frame at all times. When DJI announced this feature earlier this year, I was ecstatic as I was already experimenting with other tech that implemented this feature. So when I heard that it was coming to a DJI gimbal, I already knew I was going to pre-order it, and I knew I had to try it out for myself. To activate this feature, you simply use an open palm gesture until the light on the camera turns from red to green, letting you know that you are now in tracking mode. Now, another dope feature that this gimbal has, which I feel like wasn't highlighted as much but is just as cool, is if you activate the Bluetooth feature on your camera and connect to the gimbal, you can also use a hand gesture to start and stop recording on your camera. What's crazy to me about this feature is even if I'm not utilizing the tracking feature, I can use this thing as a tripod and essentially start and stop recording myself wirelessly. No more remotes. Something else that I think is really cool about this tracking feature that no one else is talking about is if you use your open palm to start tracking yourself and you stop, if you tap this back button on another subject, it'll register their face and start tracking them as well. This makes it super easy to track multiple subjects without having to repeat that process. Any little thing to save time, but I just wanted to highlight that real quick. Now, something else that this gimbal has, which I feel like should be standard across all gimbals at this point, is the auto lock feature. By tapping the power button once on the side, you lock all of the axis and put it to sleep. This comes in the clutch when I'm done shooting something and I just want to hold my camera real quick. Maybe my arms are feeling a bit heavy, or I just want to set it down and trust that my gear is safe and sound. Now, when DJI announced this gimbal, I was already using the RS4 Pro, and again, the selling point for me was the AI tracking because I do a lot of solo filmmaking, so I wanted to take a lot of the guesswork out of it and ensure that I'm always in frame. Ironically, about a month later, DJI announces the camera attachment accessory that allows you to have the same features on the RS4 Pro, but it was bigger than that for me, so I didn't feel like I had took much of an L. I sold the other one, put the money towards this one, but really it boiled down to the size and form factor of the Mini at the end of the day for me. It still meets all of my needs. I'm still able to balance the same amount of gear on it. It's lightweight, it fits in my bag, takes up less space, things like that. So at the end of the day, 4 Pro to the 4 Mini, you're not really losing much these days, but hey, to each is their own. So when I first got this gimbal, I was a bit hasty to try things and make some content about it. And I said one thing about this gimbal and people killed me in the comments on that video. And it is the horizontal and vertical feature that I misspoke about. So let me clear this up. Switching from horizontal to vertical has never been easier with this gimbal. All you gotta do is twist, snap, make a few adjustments, and you're pretty much there. Now, although this video is not sponsored, the good folks over at Small Rig did send out some dope accessories for me to try out, and honestly, some of them have not come off of it. This is the Arca Swiss base plate, which lets me attach my camera or small rig cage directly to the gimbal, completely removing the need of a bridge plate, speeding up my setup and breakdown process, no tools or extra screws needed. Now, this one is for all my people that swear they need the next best camera to get their content to where they want it to be. Listen, if you have an iPhone 15 or better, you don't need it. This is Small Rig's MagSafe phone mount, which attaches to the Arca Swiss plate, letting you mount your smartphone while still having access to all of the gimbal's features. Here's some shots that I got while using my iPhone 15 Pro Max on this gimbal. So like I said, no excuses. Now this is one that I actually requested from Small Rig specifically once they reached out, because I knew that it would help me take my setup to the next level. This is the V-mount battery plate, which ironically allows me to mount my Small Rig VB99 battery that I purchased with my own money, allowing me to have access to limitless power, which comes in clutch for those longer events like weddings where you don't really have time to switch batteries in and out. Another Small Rig accessory that they didn't send out but I've been using for like the last year and also pairs well with this gimbal is the articulating magic arm from Small Rig. I initially copped this piece of gear to help me spice up my shots and get some dope angles like this. After a while I realized this thing is a little more unique than I initially thought. Needless to say, you can use this thing to mount any other attachments that you want, like a screen, a light, a mic, whatever you want. The possibilities are endless with this thing. Highly underrated. You should definitely have this in your kit. Sometimes I overthink shooting so much that I don't even pick up my camera, and the RS4 Mini has helped to reduce that and allow me to be as creative as I possibly can. Now this video has been a long time in the making. There'll be another video where I'm going in depth about that and where I've been and what's going on in my life, but I really just wanted to come on here and show you guys my favorite things about this gimbal, give you again some real life use cases. Speaking of, I actually filmed an outro while I was out there, and so that I'm not mad at myself for doing that and then not using it, I'm gonna let that play out. But yeah, let's cut to that.
Nice. So that's my 3-month review with the DJI RS4 Mini. Whether you're a creative like myself that does a little bit of everything, or you're just trying to create some everyday family style content, I highly recommend this thing for any solo filmmakers. If you enjoyed this video, drop it a like. If you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button. All the links to everything in this video will be down below. But now it's time for me to spend some quality time. So I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Hey, da-da!